Later this month, leaders in education and wellness will gather to talk about kids and their mental health, an issue amplified by the COVID-19 pandemic. The founders of a curriculum for kids called Grit will host their first wellness and education conference in Bolingbrook. The mission is to bring educators and health and wellness providers together to collaborate and share ideas. And joining us now is co-founder of Grit, Dr. Ali Sipra. I'm so happy to have you here today. Thanks so much for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're also a professor of psychology at Governor State University that I want to point out as well. Let's talk about Grit. It's a curriculum that you developed, and it aims to equip kids with the tools they need to manage their mental health and so much more. You want to tell me more about Grit?
Yes, thank you. So during the pandemic, we all had these ideas about what are the negative effects that are going to come after we come out of the pandemic. And one of the main things that I wanted to focus on was resilience. And many people believe that resilience is something you have or you don't. But we know that we can build resilience. We can increase resilience in children especially. And that's the main principle of our curriculum. We have 10 principles and we follow Castle's guidelines, but resilience is one that is underdeveloped in many of these other curriculums.
Why do you think resilience is so important, and how do you teach kids, adolescents to become resilient adults?
We can't control the world around us, right? We can't control the situations that are going to come at us, but we can control how we respond to them. And if we are resilient, if we can build these skills for resilience, it doesn't matter what comes at us. We can come out of it having learned something, becoming stronger and better equipped to handle future situations. And we teach that through a series of very short kind of bite-sized lessons that are aimed for age-appropriate scenarios. So they're getting practice at it. You have to practice resilience.
As a parent of a now almost 21-year-old and 18-year-old, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, helping teach resilience would also mean not doing everything for your children, not trying to make everything okay. Am I out of line here, or is that part of it?
Not at all. That is absolutely correct. If we prevent any bad thing from happening, if we are not giving our children the room to fail and pick themselves back up, we're not giving them the room to experience challenges so that when they are out from under our roofs, when they are somewhere else, they're going to experience that and they won't know how to deal with it. So as parents, as community members, as educators, it's important for us to allow children the opportunity to struggle a little bit and then provide them with the skills to pick themselves up.
And the support.
And the
I would
support,
imagine.
absolutely.
Right? Letting them know, that, hey, okay, I'm here for you. Let's see how you handle this scenario, for instance.
Exactly, and even talking about it afterwards. Did that work? Why not? Or maybe it did work, and what if the situation was a little different? How would you approach that next time? We get better the more we practice.
Right. Now, I know part of the conference this month is a discussion on new research and programs around mental wellness for kids. What are you learning in that space in general?
So we have a lot of issues coming at us from the public and parochial schools that deal with personal regulation. Kids are having a really difficult time not necessarily understanding their emotions, but knowing how to express them in positive ways. There's an increase in fighting in schools. So we're really going to talk about some of that, which is another part of the curriculum, personal regulation, and even how we as adults, teachers, and children can learn how to regulate our nervous systems to calm us down, body and mind, because there's a connection there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mindfulness, of course, focuses on that. And finally, and it might have to be kind of a quick answer for time purposes, I got to touch on social media. I mean, it is a concern for, grade schoolers, for teenagers. There's so many impacts and repercussions. What are your thoughts on social media and how to help mitigate its effect on kids?
So we need to know the research. We need to know what those negative effects are. We need to tell the youth what those negative effects are, but that's not enough. We have to tell them how to face the challenges, how to remove themselves from dangerous situations, and how to navigate all sorts of social media. So again, we want to limit social media, but preventing them from using it isn't going to help them, because that's not the real world.
Right. Okay. Fascinating conversation. Dr. Ali Sipra, thanks so much for joining me. Of course, you're the co-founder of Grit, and I know this conference, I'm sure, will be so beneficial to so many people later on this month.
Yes, and we really want to thank Mayor Mary from Bolingbrook for supporting us.
Okay. It's taking place in Bolingbrook. We did have a graphic up earlier, so anyone watching could see exactly when it takes place, October 24th, right through the 26th, out in Bolingbrook. Thank you so much.
Thank you.